Today, I will find out that that's on the Discord, the creator that is undefeated, and this is exactly on here. I've actually seen the CCG comedy class with the Frog and lead because I have not played the Frog before, and the link to the Discord will be in the description of this video, so feel free to check us out. Join us. I'm actually going to be playing one of the devs who uses the frog. The frog character seems is based on. So I think it should make for a fun video. Okay, so it looks like my opponent is playing a Godfish, Cybocox, and Richard Spade deck. Now, I haven't featured the Fish or Richard Spade here on my channel yet, but I'm familiar with what they do. So let's see. So Spades plays on tropes. The Fish plays on another friendly character entering, and everyone else has provoke. And the Chicken is on attack. So this is my first time ever playing this deck list. So I think I will do the pirate so that we can steal some attack, and then toss in 2 strike those keys. So he plays the Godfish. The Godfish is pretty tricky to hit if you don't have stealth. Now, I do have a card called Wise Wing in this deck. Wise Wing has stealth, and stealth lets you ignore cast control effects such as provoke. Speaker Missile deals, I think it says 2 damage to each of the 2 enemy characters. So one of my OGs is already dead. The OG can perform when it swift attacks. Sorry, the other way around. It can swift attack when it performs, and it only has 1 cooldown. So attacks, dodges, or performs, and it steals a star. Oh wow, I have not actually seen this pickpocket octopus before. So I imagine it's going to dodge, knowing that I want to attack. Enters if you played an adventure card or dinosaur. Oh, I'm running out of time. So I can do this. And then that I suppose. Okay, so I took way too much time to think about mine. So he landed an attack, stole a star with the trope, the Sharkuza. The Sharkuza also steals. If we look at this ability, enters, steals narrative. I didn't have any narrative, though it steal. I'm not. Oh, another friendly character enters. So that's how my opponent has 3 narrative right here. Is that they've had 2 characters enter, and the other thing was able to attack, land an attack, and steal. So landing an attack based on the octopus's ability generated a narrative. Okay. Sharkuza has provoke. It's a sort of slow attacker. Takes up a lot of frames to attack. You can see it takes 3. So none of my provoke and bring right now it can make a difference. I think I'm gonna play Wake and Roll because in the first frame, then it will dodge and just Wake and Roll attack back. The game isn't letting me preview the card that I already cast. And then I'm gonna toss in cards. Wow, I am really taking my time on these turns. So I did the Waking Roll, and then, yes, so I predicted the Sharkuza's attack successfully, gained a narrative, and I attack back. That's pretty good. I like just 1 trope of play. We're really trying to land this combo that the comic you can see on the left gives 2 enemy characters, and then this gives, when this is unfrozen, it fights back. Oh, I thought it gave something to the godfish. Alright, so what are the chances that we can kill both of these in one scene? I think pretty high. So let's take the one from the blocker and then let's have the OG perform and hit the godfish. I was considering sending the fight cover into the godfish, but I'm not completely sure how the performing swift attack works. If he summons another character, do I have to swift attack that one because the game promote? We'll see. So we both performed, and I don't have to select this both. Yeah, let's try to learn more about that. In the Discord, I'll ask. I will ask how the swift attack. Something I want to point out is that when it just says swift attacks, that means that I choose the target at that time in the middle of the scene. If it says targeted, like this high velocity raptor here, you can see the last part of it says on a selected flank. If it says selected, then you select the target while you cast it. Raptor is only a 3 attack, and Splinter takes damage from the target while attacking. This attacks that character. So when any one of mine enters, the bouncer will hit them. So I don't really want to send in someone weak. Let's send in the Firearm Fanatic and another Fight Clubber. Fight Clubber's not going to kill the bouncer, but it will survive. Whereas if I sent in Wise Wing or Hammerhead or even Velocity Raptor, the bouncer will take them out. So my plays were fairly constrained by my opponent's choice here. Oh, I forgot about this. And the Firearm Fanatic is a non-flanked character, right? Yeah, non-flanked enemy character. So at this point, I'm pretty low on narrative. My opponent's fish is very high, and he can send it back in right now. But he put in the chicken. So it's when the chicken deals damage, and the bouncer has provoke, but it only has 1 health left. So I am going to send in the Wise Wing. If I send in the Wise Wing, I lose its draw a card ability. But if I don't, then I'm going to have to spend 2 on attacking the bouncer anyway. I think someone's going to try to hit my tyrant, so I will do this.
Me again! I'll blast your hand to a hook!
This. Oh, I ran out, but I just ran out of time to hit skip and duck.
Don't stop!
So give the chicken armor, which seems reasonable. I was going to try to hit the chicken this time, but I couldn't make it work. He summons this. Counter Killer Battlefield. Move all narrative from your lead on set to freeze them. Alright. So if I had the Wise Wing out already, I would be able to hit that guy. Not the case, because of his earlier plays of the bouncer and such. I'm going to have to give up that I've lost winning the Act 1. The way that Bloodbeard really generates the narrative, though, is comboing with the kill 2 enemy characters. So that Fight Clubber is still frozen, so let's try to do this. kill this one, swift attack in, and then some of my other OGs. So ideally, I will kill 2 characters with that. Even though his Godfish has completed the first enemy, narrative first enemy. Okay, so that's 1 gone, and I got my 3 stolen narrative back, so that's how stolen narrative works. If anything, any mechanic here is unclear, let me know in the YouTube comments, and I will explain how it works. Overall, I understand how the game mechanics work, except with this right here. So I could attack the Godfish. It looks like. Again, I don't particularly understand why. I thought you had to attack all provoked characters first, but I'm actually going to hit this octopus so that it doesn't get to do any of its narrative star abilities. And then, as I was hoping, I would kill 2 enemy characters. And actually, I completed my narrative arc in the same scene as the fish. So I really caught up there with getting the stolen narrative back and completing the quest, right? That's what it's called, completing the combo. So I can either send in one of these 2 leads and start generating it with their ability. Now the dinosaur is any attack lands and the frog is scene starts. Or I can try to generate free narrative with my pirate on board and then send that narrative onto one of these. Now what I think is going to happen is that my opponent is going to... Well, I think what could happen is that they generate free narrative by summoning some characters and then putting in one of their leads to absorb that free narrative. However, since my opponent knows that I have the frog, they will probably just toss in a lead. So let's go with this and the raptor. I didn't see which blank I took, but that should be okay. Alright, I got the cuttlefish. And then recall that this Rexxaah, who is the sort of lead title, well, he is one of the leads of the deck, but he's the titular character of the archetype that I'm running. Any friendly character lands an attack, I gain an air. Now, this crew here in the back, discard a card, then draw a card. I'm kind of surprised. I'm not super sure what that crew combos with, because I haven't seen any discard synergy. And there isn't also a ton of draw synergy. So, we need to take out the chicken, honestly. We win the game by completing, either of us completing the second narrative arc. So, let's just take out the chicken immediately, try again, honestly, and then draw a card. I think that one of those attacks is going to give me a narrative done. I didn't think he was going to dodge twice. So one or more attacks will land, and when it is land, narrative, and then when the Wise Wing enters, if any narrative was landed, Wise Wing will draw me. So, the Gremby Hugger transforms someone into a lettuce. That was one of my provoke characters. Does the chicken have stealth? Yeah, so the chicken has stealth, which is why they were able to attack my rexxaah here behind the provoke. So I think that my opponent transformed the provoke in order to land the attack. I do go first, so let's let's find this, and then fill up my frame like that. This was a pretty off turn for me. So they dodged the attack, and I didn't pick a second attack in here, so that character will survive. Choose and return any character from extras to the set under your control. So extras is the dead / discard final. I think both go into the extras. And he took my big provoke guy. So that, I guess that's the that my opponent did. By transforming my provoke into the lettuce, he then sent it to extras and got to bring it back for himself. So this pickpocket octopus is still around. You can have 4 copies of them in your deck, so that's pretty frustrating. Overall, I'm trying to land attacks to finish off this rexxaah and keep the rexxaah alive, which probably means dodging with it. So let's do it. Nope, that's the perform. Sorry. So I'm going to dodge with it to keep it alive, and then I guess land attacks. So the hammer's head goes through the cooldown, so let's send it. And yeah, so performing with the Trice OG will give me a narrative and let him attack. So I think that's better than not attacking. Actually, performing and attacking under 2 is not very long at all. Okay, I'm only 2 narratives away from finishing the rexxaah, so that means I need to attack as long as the rexxaah stays alive. I don't have any tokens here that protect me. So let's dodge the rexxaah again. No, I don't want to do that. I think that the chicken is going to attack the rexxaah, and the rexxaah will only dodge the first attack, and the chicken attacks twice. So let's send in Hammerhead to attack in the first frame, and then I'm probably going to lose the rexxaah. And knowing that, I have to kill the chicken game. So I will just wait. I'll try to generate 3 narrative, and
I am happy
some of them.
at your intent wish. Someone dead. We need a rematch.
Okay, so in a surprising move, they did accept that I picked in the Rexxaah, but my Rexxaah still died.
Damn it.
Interrupt was
Still make him.
again not exactly what I was expecting.
Grave
And then
mistake.
they played with character. So, like I said, my goal for the rest of the game is to keep his narrative generating stuff off board and wait for my Rexxaah to be able to be summoned again and have a free narrative for them to absorb. Now, my opponent took place a narrative deal effect, would harm their goal here. But let's just send this in. For the same reason that I started earlier, performer gets a new narrative and they switch attack, which should help me clear the board. I think for the first time in this game I finished my turn before my opponent. Alright, here we go. Not a terrible choice there. To eliminate one of my guys. So if it isn't clear, characters don't for this game. Alright, they did steal my narrative here. Because my performance was up this left, I finished the one, and I'll take that out. And cooldown ticks down at the end of the turn, so my rep is let me go. And then he is summoned in that third frame. So let's send something else in just in case my plan flies.
dead or alive. You're coming with me.
Alright, if not, so
just
here we go,
extended
the
my stay in
rexxaah
casket
narrative
town.
completion animation played, and immediately that ends the match in my victory. So, that was pretty awesome. Okay, I'm going to play one more match against that same dev, comicogames, and I'm keeping with that list because I'm trying to make a rematch video for you with this same deck. So this will be my second attempt deck, and I know last game it took a long time to make decisions, we know the cards, talk it out. Hopefully this time I'll be a little faster. But yeah,
Only at my best. Everyone else
played
is terrified.
genre really, and the adventure and action are pretty good, and I definitely played both of them early because they're strong. But then I went into some more experimental stuff, and so I'm coming back to action adventure too. So here, Bloodbeard is the action, and Bloodbeard is the adventure lead, and rexxaah is the action lead. So, given what I have in my hand, and they both take 3 to summon, so I'm almost certainly summoning the Hammerhead this turn. Maybe I could do the Croc. I'm going to go with the rexxaah and the Croc, because Croc can still land attacks. It is unlikely that my one attack Croc will kill an enemy character, and that's what the pirate is all about, is comboing, killing 2 enemy characters in one scene. So, alright, this is fun. We can see that my opponent did switch up decks here. They're running a Donald McDoom Maximus pirate deck. And then the Lone Stranger gets +4/+4 when they are the only one around. Which means that the Lone Stranger could kill my rexxaah. And I forgot about this. The Croc is actually frozen to start. So I'm going to dodge here, try to live, and then I'm going to dodge again. I think you could dodge twice. Oh, well, you can't still. Because I can't, and I have 3 frames left, I'm going to toss in the big Trihorn card. So the Trihorn card is a dinosaur that has Provoke when it's at full health. He reads what I'm going to do and performs instead. I forgot about this because I've never used the Lone Stranger myself, but when it performs against 2 extra stars, select 1 target. Oh, here we go. So the Croc awakened or unfroze, and I select 1 target in my opponent's hand to discard, 3 damage to a selected character, Provoke, Trophy Hunter, or Sharktuza. I'm going to take away the Provoke. My time ran out because I had to read all his cards, but actually I like this. It lets me see the cards that I just viewed instead of hiding. So I'm pretty sure he's going to dodge early. So let's do this. The attack. So I think that Lone Stranger is going to dodge in the earlier frames so that it doesn't get killed by my Trihorn. If he attacked, he can't attack my rexxaah lead right now, which is why I sent out the big Trihorn, but there's no return damage. So he can deal 6 to my Trihorn without dying. He doesn't dodge at all. Okay. He plays the Provoke of his own, and I'm pretty sure that I still land. Yeah, so Provoke only matters in the planning phase of a scene. Alright, the Trihorn does have another turn of cooldown, so I can't send the Trihorn into the Flame Blubber, which means if I can't kill it, I probably don't want to attack at all. but the Tricorn, the provoke should still be active, even though the Tricorn's on cooldown. So I will actually send the Croc in, try to do 1 damage there, and then summon another Tricorn. So that gives it shield, right? Okay, so this is actually, I think, pretty interesting with 1 damage hitting effects there. And so rexxaah, and we talked about this in the previous video. Feel free to watch the previous videos. The rexxaah ability is when it lands an attack. Some other characters need the damage to be dealt. So block prevents damage from being dealt, but the attack is still landed. Select target. Oh, jeez. Okay, I'm gonna say that the dodge is the one I don't want my opponent to have here, and apparently, what I just learned was that when the timer counts down, I have to hit the done confirmation button before the timer runs out. So last time I had the card in hand selected before the timer was gone, but I didn't hit done. So then it made the discard random. Trophy Hunter. When the 1 attack Trophy Hunter kills an enemy, he gains 2 narrative stars. So I don't think that's very likely, especially with my giant provoke on the board. So let's try to just kill this and kill this. And then since I have an extra frame, I'll summon this. My goal here is to kill 2 enemies. Oh, I forgot. I should have paid a lot more attention here. The 2 enemy combo thing is with the pirate, who's not out and active on the board. So that didn't make a particular difference. I'm very unsure about this.
Keep on filming.
Die in the middle of it does. So this is an instance where I where I can go read those tropes that my opponent played that I could not really see the full details of. Okay, if my opponent were able to the Croc here with this, that would be very powerful for them, but I don't think they are. So I'm going to try to get the most attacks I can out of this to let them have 7. That's all I can do when I have 5 range. Alright.
Do you really want to pick a bone with me?
It's not interrupted, so doubly good.
Time to win!
Let's start with the attack. And then the Croc attacks. That'll finish Rex's narrative. And then here, Donald McDoo. Whenever you play a card or a friendly character, went to attack a star, but only in the spotlight. So that's a lot of narrative sources and a lot of ways to look at just narrative.
What about the
but
close?
The spotlight here is this light in the corner. And you sit for
So you 360 joints.
right now. We trade off who's in the spotlight each time. And that the spotlight is a priority determiner, helps the frames, and there are a couple of cards in Donald McDoom's set that let you keep priority for 1 turn and stuff like that. So there are a few ways to manipulate priority. They're mostly centered around McDoom, though, because McDoom only gains narrative while he's in the spotlight. Alright, we have the Bouncer again. The Bouncer would be tough, except that I have 2 giant 7/8s. So I think that I'm probably going to win this game, and what did that for me was summoning those 7/8s early that my opponent couldn't deal with. So I'll hit that in there, and I'm going to play the Frog. I can't do anything with Pirate this turn, this scene. I'm probably in such a strong board position that I could use the Pirate to great advantage in the next scene. But I'll try out the Frog, and then hit the Bouncer. My rexxaah should be on. I should have tapped something. I was going to go with the Pirate. Okay, he dodged with the Bouncer. That was a really good read.
Getting handsy,
Because I wouldn't have expected that. Does use the wake and roll.
The real excitement is playing the game.
And then McDoom performs. All right,
What a hero.
Done here. And McDoom attacks for good measure. It is a little scary. I didn't realize how close McDoom was to actually his narrative, but there's really no way for my opponent to deal with the Frog right now, even though the Frog is only 3 health. My opponent has no characters. except for McDoom, who is frozen. So even though the frog has provoked, which means it has to be attacked first, and therefore makes it pretty vulnerable, I don't think my frog is particularly in danger. So let's take out the McDoom for good measure, and then I'll perform and send the wagon. So the performance should give me a narrative. I'm done here. The performance should give me a narrative, and then on the OG means that I'll have a chance to send the OG to attack someone new who enters, which is what happened here. And then the Wiseling will draw a card because of the performance anyway. Now, I should have paid attention to the fact that Maximus was on his back stage. Because Maximus came, exactly what Maximus does. When he enters, he can switch attack, and his 3 attack dealt with my frog really quickly and generated a ton of shot. That was a tough lesson to be taught there, and well, if we follow what we just learned, neither of his leads could be summoned right now. The Maximus is going to stay on the board. I could summon a lead if I wanted to. I'm probably not going to. Reign of Ad, it's pretty useless in this moment. So Velocity Raptor needs an action card, and my action lead is Almond lead. So yeah, let's do the Firearm Fanatic, and then the Raptor. Raptor and then the OG. So as far as I know, every card enters on the right. So I picked the left flank so that the Raptor hits the Maximus always. In case my opponent decided to
Doctor.
The characters they don't. I have specialty board. I don't actually know if there's a character limit on the board. So that could be a problem because I need my frog. So let me see. And then I will perform for the generators. So to reiterate something I said before is what I really like about the game is that you can perform. It's a novel way to progress through the game, and it lets me use up my frames to generate some narrative, even if I don't have anything else specifically to do. There's no like mini quest stripes. I have no leads on the board.
Entrance to give even the parents nightmares.
All right, so this is why I pick the OGs when I do this, is because they get the good stuff.
Which was entrance on their side of the set.
Oh yeah. Oh, the Star Shell has a block, actually. Okay, so that is up to Felix. From the character with stolen narrative dies, collect. So yeah, the Scar Shell is a build-around card, but I'm just so far ahead at this point that I don't think it matters. In order to not lose, I'm going to give the frog dodge, and then I just need any other narrative as long as frog. So let's see how this scene plays out. Pingoon, yep, switch attack. So he was trying to land a 1 from the Pingoon and a 2 from any other character to eliminate frog. And actually, by wake, I generate the narrative and I take the game. So that was, I think that was pretty dynamic. I mean, I was in the lead most of the time, but I used a lot different mechanics than I have in the past. So I did really enjoy it.